Can you believe it? We are so close to early access for Anthem. I'm totally hyped over here. So yeah, a bunch of brand new updates about that. And then also, one of my favorite javelins, the Ranger. So some really cool stuff is going to be changing with the Ranger going forward. And then also some comments about the short film that recently released. More like a short trailer, honestly. But it was really cool. So some updates from the director as to the future. And possibilities with that, and then a bunch of other stuff. So, yes, hey everyone, what's up? It is Open World Games here, and let's dive straight into the latest happenings, shall we? Let's do this. Alright, so, yes, first of all, let's go over, early access. So, yeah, a lot of us were disappointed about the fact that we wouldn't be getting early access today on February 14th. So, yeah, this is the note, the official word from EA Help. The start time for Origin access for the Anthem is going to be, for Anthem game is going to be February 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. UTC, 7 a.m. PT. We fixed the display error in the Origin client. You'll see the proper time on the restart. We're sorry for the confusion. So there's the answer on that one. Now, a lot of you guys know also that the short trailer, we're going to call it a trailer, is out right now. It's called Anthem Conviction. See it in the description below. You do not want to miss this. It is absolutely incredible. It's live action by Neil Blomkamp, who also worked on District 9. Amazing job on this. But yes, the question was this right here from Interior Lobe, who says this: the start of something larger, I can hope. And the response was from Neil, who says this: I guess if the audience likes it. So if it's well received, we could be seeing something bigger. Honestly, I was like, this is me speculating. I think he's withholding some stuff. I think that maybe there's something being in the works right now that might be like 20 minutes long, just to test the waters even further as like a second phase test. We'll see. That's me speculating, of course. But the amount of work that was put into this trailer was absolutely incredible. So I'm like, man, why wouldn't you just make it like 20 minutes long? You have all the assets, the actors and stuff. So we'll see what happens there. Now, a lot of you guys are dying to know about the Ranger updates. This is freaking awesome. He's one of my favorite javelins to play as. So here we go. So JR says this: overall damage output falls very short compared to other javelins. He's speaking about the Ranger, of course. Giving Ranger access to heavy weapons, even if it restricted to one at a time, would balance this without having to buff abilities. Would also push role of Jack of all trades. Is this possible? And here's the response from Ben Irving, who says, what if I told you they get the only shield penetration gear item in the game? We changed Energy Pulse. It's pretty good. So the Ranger is going to be even more powerful. I felt like in some ways he wasn't as powerful as he should be. So they've definitely buffed him for the future. I'm hyped about that. And I always said in videos there wasn't really a good way, like a really, really good way to counter the shields in the game. Of course, I felt like shotguns were really good against shields and stuff. But once you get into game, the master difficulties, of course, you're going to have more problems. At least that was my experience. So it's nice to know that there's a class, a javelin, that specializes in taking down shields. It seems like it's going to be the Ranger class. I'm going to be playing the hell out of him. Makes him more viable, and I can't freaking wait. Alright, so also let's talk about the confidence of Bioware going into the launch of Anthem, especially in regards to what they are doing with microtransactions. It's the big issue right now. A lot of us are left in the wind as to what's really going on with the microtransactions in terms of price. We know that's going to be cosmetics only. That's fantastic, but how grindy is it going to be and stuff like that. So this was the question from Echo, who says this: I have a question. If microtransactions are only cosmetic, then why not show us? I don't think anyone would care, because we would be able to earn everything in-game like you promised, right? And the response was from Michael Gamble of Bioware, who says this: the strongest message we can give regarding this is to have people see it in the actual game. That way, folks don't have to take our word for it. That's in 2 days, which of course that's in 1 day right now. So that is the response right now. Now, there's something interesting I want to say about this. Of course, there's two ways this can go down. Is that they're either hiding, the fact that this is way too grindy, which could be, of course, the case. We'll be finding out in a day. Or it could be an Apex Legends scenario where they don't want, people bashing the game before it releases. I thought it was very smart of Apex Legends to withhold the information about loot crates and stuff like that, simply because the game would have been bashed and bashed and bashed possibly for months and months and months before it released. And we all know Apex Legends is a pretty badass game. It's freaking awesome. I think that's pretty much universal. And they've handled the microtransactions very well so far. So I'm hoping, I'm just crossing my fingers that this is going to be the same situation with you know, Anthem going forward. Again, I will keep you in the know about the microtransactions. I'm hopefully gonna be taking a big look at that here tomorrow, so that's gonna be freaking sweet, and we'll finally get to see what happens with that. All right, so let's talk about boosting experience by playing with friends. We have some more confirmations about that and further in-depth details. So this was the question from Bartos Wolf Zyke, who says this: can you say more about boosting XP by playing with friends? How will this work exactly? And this was a response from Jonathan Warner, who says this: when you play in a group, you all share the medals and feats earned. Those are then converted into experience. So there is that answer right there. Just look out for those medals and rewards. You're going to want to really pay attention to everything, you know, with the line system and stuff like that. And then also, I imagine that being in a guild, when that releases in, I think it's March, you know, pay attention to that in terms of experience gained and stuff like that. Alright, so let's talk about this one right here. So a lot of people just assumed that this was, when you played the demo at least, that was all you would basically get in terms of what abilities were on offer. So that was the question from Inkit. Says this: will there be more abilities than what was on the demos? And the answer is this: yes, many more. So don't worry. You know, it's just, that demo was just a taste of what is going to be in the final game. Of course, I'm wanting more with my ultimates. That's just my opinion. I think it would be cool to change up your Javelin's ultimates a little bit in some way, shape, or form. So it looks like they're also looking into that down the road. Alright, so replaying the story is also going to be something that a lot of us want to do, and experiencing it again. So this was what Motuck says: will we be able to replay story missions after we get to the Elder game in Anthem? And the response was as follows. Jonathan Warner goes on to say this: at launch, you could replay story missions through quick play reinforcements, which also gets you a good bonus for helping other freelancers. So that's actually a really cool way also, I think, to meet randoms in the game too, especially if you're looking for more for your guild or group and want to basically recruit. That could potentially be another way to do that. Alright, so let's talk about stacking in the game. So Chris says this: is there a limit to stacking? Oh no, this was to Bio. Chris says, is there a limit to stacking? Say, can I do something dumb like put on a 6 ultimate inscription components with 10% buff or 60%, or 3 combo consumables and get max bonus, or are there diminishing returns? Great question. And the response was from Bio Camden, who says this: hey Hardy, sorry for the late reply. All components are unique, equipped by type. The inscription stats on items, however, can stack. So, the more you know. There's that answer. Also remember, for those of you that participate in the VIP demo, you'll be getting access to some exclusive rewards in terms of vinyls. So here is the question related to that one. Michael Newsom says this: can you say at what point in the campaign we'll have the 2 vinyls that were shown as reward from the VIP weekend? Would it be as soon as we get access to customizing our first Javelin? And the answer is from Ben Irving, who says this: I believe that is correct. So look out for your, you know, exclusive rewards. There's going to be like a green vinyl, which looks pretty cool, and then the blue vinyl, which is going to be my go-to. I think I'll just select that out of the gates, maybe, or something like that. And then kind of merge it with my current look. I'm sticking with this look that I had in the demo on my playtime at the event. I really like that look, and then I'll probably add some other customization to the other Javelins. Alright, so let's move on here. So Clay says this: you didn't mention it in stream if the screen bound option has been added for launch. And a lot of you were actually wondering this. And the answer is from Ben Irving. He says, I have been told this is in. So good news there for those of you that were having problems with that. Alright, so also some of you guys were wondering, do I get a buff for reviving players? This is a great question. Buff after reviving a freelancer? Question mark. And the answer is this from Biocam, who says this: we actually already added a 5-second overshield to the player reviving and the person being revived after the revive is complete. This results in basically 5 seconds of damage immunity You can usually see this within a faint blue shimmer effects on the Javelin once it goes off. So yeah, look out for those additional effects, and you'll know that perhaps a buff is in place when you are reviving. Alright, so let's go. Let's go over your top comments. Remember to leave a comment down below for a chance for it to end up in a video. So let's do this. So the first top comment comes from Dice Money 2 says this: I'm really rooting for this game to be good, man. Same here. This is one game that I really want to be good for many, many different reasons. First of all, I love Bioware. You know, their history with games, Mass Effect franchise and stuff like that. They just have made so many good games that I do want to see them succeed. And the same, I'm going to say the same about Bethesda. I want to see them recover as well. They have a history of excellent games. I have so much fond memories of Skyrim and, you know, the Fallout franchise, and to see them goof up so badly with Fallout 76, well, I don't want to hear that Bethesda is closing or something like that. I want to see these companies succeed because of the, you know, the nostalgia and the good times they offered all of us. So yeah, I want to see Bioware succeed just like you. Alright, next up, we have Varador47, who says, I'm not a fan of scaling. It makes getting better gear kind of pointless. It's a bit like in some arcade racers, you unlock new faster cars or upgrade your car, and so does the CPU, to which basically makes it all pointless. You could just stick with starting car with no upgrades. I hear what you are saying. I do understand to a degree. So I've always really liked where games had ways of kind of countering that. And, you know, I think of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where they have regions where you can't really explore that region because it's so difficult. Seems like Anthem is going to have that in some ways with the cataclysms, and of course everything's going to scale to your pilot level in this game. It's not going to be scaling to your power rating, your gear rating. So that's where you're going to be feeling more powerful and going over you know, the enemies, I think, if you understand what I mean there. But I think it would be cool to see regions in the game that are kind of harder than other regions. But again, I think that's where cataclysms and stuff like that are going to be coming in for sure. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching and all the awesome comments. Remember, check out that short trailer. I would love to call it a short film, but it's really a short trailer from Neil Blomkamp showing off what he can do within the universe of Anthem. It's incredible. I'm hoping that we do get like a movie or like a TV series, or even they can start with a mini-series. Battlestar Galactica started with a mini-series and then was a full-blown TV series. So hey, that could also be possible, but a lot of potential there. Guys, thanks for watching again. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.